guys, welcome back. I am Miss Sear. I'm your art teacher. We're going to go ahead and do a quick little classroom tour and go over a couple of little housekeeping and behavior things in the art room, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with art because there is no way that you want to spend a whole day going over rules and procedures. Here we go. All right guys, here is our sharpen pencil bin and our need sharpening bin. Anytime you get a dull pencil, you can go ahead, bring your dull pencil over to the little need sharpening bin right here and grab a sharpened pencil. And that will help us keep dull pencils out of our little baskets because we don't want them in there. Now moving right along, you'll see our little table baskets. Right now we've got one empty cup, so we'll probably put some erasers in that little cup soon. But this is a happy basket. This is how our baskets should look at the beginning and end of each class. Our little shelves of colored pencils and crayons and extra crayons is now moved over here. Now we have our little hand crank sharpeners are right here, and those are only for our colored pencils now. So if you grab a couple of colored pencils, then you can also grab one of these. But these are always to be returned here after class. Moving right along, we have our drying rack. It houses lots and lots of masterpieces. And then, oh no, we have our no name bin. I am hoping that that stays empty. Look, a no name bin that is empty is a happy one. And notice I'm putting right here, name on project means following directions. Following directions is part of your grade. That's a biggie. So if you repeatedly have no names in your projects, that is gonna start to affect your grade, guys. So we've got our recycled paper bin right here. Moving past here. Here's our little lonely bin right here. This is where I will put forgotten folders. If you forget your folder, I am not going to return it for you. It is your job to get your folder yourself. Over to the sink. This is where we have our paintbrushes. Look, they're beautiful. All of our paintbrush tips are pointed up. I even have a picture there that has how this to look. So whenever we clean up paintbrushes, this is how they should look. Now I also have the brush soak bin. So this is actually going to have water in it in a lot of our painting days. So instead of washing all the brushes right at the end of class, we might be putting a lot of brushes in the brush soak bin. And then of course we have our palette paints. We use those a ton, and our water cups, and we have our little mixing palettes right there. Soap is down there. It's kind of a weird spot, but that's okay. One paper towel only. You know I'm a sticker about those paper towels. Behavior and expectations. Art studio rules. Respect teacher, self, and classmates' materials. Basically, guys, you know how you're supposed to act in school. Do that in here. As long as you're not causing a problem for yourself and for others, then you're good. I mentioned happy table baskets. This is a happy table basket. Make your basket smile too before you leave our art studio. Less talk, more art. That's probably one of the biggest problems in here, unfortunately, is the talking level. And we will have our ART on the board with every class. And remember, that is kind of our little gauge on how you're doing as far as noise goes. If we get too loud as a class, we start losing letters, which means 5 minutes silent art. Sometimes it means the rest of the class silent art. But I expect that we're not going to be losing many of those letters this year because I know y'all are going to do awesome. If I feel like any of you need to take a break, this is where you're gonna come. Take a break, just take a little chiller. Our little help wanted board. Guys, I will let you know when we can use the help wanted board. So I don't want you all rushing up here at the minute you finish your project. Speaking of finishing projects, this is gonna be an area where you can find a lot of awesome things to do when you finish your artwork. So we've got our books, we've got our drawing books, we're gonna have our drawing activity sheets ready soon. So this is a lot of great things that you can do in your folders. And also in here this year, they're not in there quite yet, but we will have a lot of little cool building STEAM activity projects that you can work on, building sets and play with. Cleanup. I will call about anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes before the end of class. I will call for cleanup, and you can see the order. Clean up your artwork, then your materials and your table, and then you come back to your seat and you're silent and seated. We're even gonna have some cleanup music this year. It's gonna be pretty awesome. Table leaders, you are materials managers, so I'll often ask the table leaders to get materials out, put them up, and big job, you are eraser protectors, and I will talk to you about that in a minute. And you are making sure baskets are happy at the end of each class. And whoop, here we go. Look, I'm a new special art eraser here to help you. I am awesome at fixing mistakes. This is our happy little eraser. Do not make your erasers look like that or like that. And our table leaders are in charge of monitoring that. Ooh, oops, I don't like doing behavior notes, but they are here. If I feel like I'm having to talk to you about your behavior for several classes in a row, or we have a big incident one day, then these will go home to your parents. Do start to impact your behavior grade in here, so please make sure that you are paying attention to that. Here I am with our ART. Every time you keep all of your letters as a class, you're gonna be getting a huge compliment going back to your teacher, and I know your teachers like to keep tabs on those so that awesome things can happen for you in your classroom. In here, we are going to be getting to as many projects as we can based on our time management and our behavior. I've got linoleum cutters coming this year. I've got paper making kits. I've got glass. I've got clay. Well, the glass goes with 4th and 5th grade, maybe 3rd though, based on your behavior. We'll kind of see how that goes. We've got extra painting, monotype printmaking, trace monotype printmaking, jelly prints. We've got so much stuff in here. And as much as we get to is going to depend on your behavior. We're also going to be doing star artists every class. So I can't wait to get started with that. Thank you for listening, guys. It's going to be an awesome year. Bye.